This is the third annual Men's Leadership Conference at the Manchester Memorial Hospital. We gotta thank some people for putting this on. You guys are not in that chair by yourself. There's organizations that think highly of you, that think the world of you, that want to see you succeed in life. And they are the Manchester Rotary Club, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Manchester Memorial Hospital, and Manchester Police Department. If there's any other organizations or sponsors I omitted, I am sorry, and we'll do it at the conclusion. So I'll make sure I'll circle back and get you. But these organizations care about you folks, all right? These people, and you see them around the room, you see them outside, so they're one of the ones that started off feeding you, okay? Feeding is not free. Someone had to pay for that. So these are the organizations that came together that thought it worthy to support this organization, to support this effort.
He's an adjunct professor at the University of Hartford, and he teaches a leadership program at University of Hartford. So as soon as I saw it pop up on LinkedIn, I texted him. Say, hey, I need you Monday, Tuesday, November 20th, 21st, can you do it? Volunteered quickly, said he would. So I'd like to introduce you to my brother, Brandon Evans. Give him a hand.
So, I know very little about you all individually, of course. A little bit about me. I'm Brandon Evans, originally from Long Island, went to the University of Hartford, graduated. I work there now, and I fundraise for their business school, but I also teach a course called Leadership Challenge and Opportunity. Took the course in my undergrad career, and one of my most favorite mentors asked me if I would like to teach the course. Since I was able to practice some of the principles I learned throughout the class. So that's just a little bit about me. I kind of want to hear a little bit about you guys. I'm assuming everyone's well acquainted with each other. Does anyone know every single person in here? Raise your hand. Okay, so I want everyone really quickly to get up and go to someone you don't know. If you do know someone, go to someone you don't know. You're gonna go up to them, you're gonna shake their hand. You're gonna say, wait, one second.
What's your name, sir?
You're gonna go up to them, you're gonna shake their hand, you're gonna say, hello, my name is, whatever your name is. And then you're gonna ask them, what do they like to do for fun, and what do they think leadership is? So let's do that. Take 2-3 minutes just to do that. So, when you think about leadership, what do you think about? Sometimes people think of leaders as sports figures. Who's a LeBron fan here? You're a LeBron fan? No Celtics? Any Celtics fans? Okay, we got 2 Celtics fans. What about Golden State? No. Now, within each of these teams, they have a point person. But those point people don't always have to be the leader. Leadership doesn't always have to be one person taking up the mantle of leading the team. Some people also think about politicians. I don't know, when I was growing up, the greatest leader I could think about was Obama. Not only just as a role model, but as someone that is actively leading the country, right? Some people also think about teachers. Who are the teachers in here? Any teachers in here? Absolutely. Let's give a hand for your teachers. I can say, although, I've been teaching for 6 months, I give you guys so much credit. I remember when I was a sophomore in high school, and one of my teachers came out of college and just started teaching. She was 23, 25 now. And I give her so much credit. She did a great job. But teachers have a big job. Why? Because they are molding the minds of the next generation. They are literally leading you to think differently, assimilate to a classroom, and so much more. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So, a leader is in all of us. One thing I want to hone in on the point here is that leadership sometimes be communicated complicated. It's pretty simple. There's some simple principles, simple tools and tactics that you can use to help a team. So what is leadership? Simply put, right here, influencing and motivating people towards a goal. More specifically, towards a common goal. So let's say you're on the football field. What's the objective on the football field? To score. To score, to win the game, right? So as a collective, as a team, every single person in that team, their main priority focus should be to score, to win the game. When you're on defense, you should be to make sure that the team does not score so we can win the game, right? So each person has a role and they have a common goal, right? Now, sometimes when people think of leadership, they think of management as well. And really, simply put, is controlling people towards a goal. Management and leadership, there is a simple dichotomy there. Dichotomy really means there's pretty much a balance that you have to work past. So there's two simple theories that people think about when they think about controlling people and leadership. So there's theory X and theory Y. Simply put, I just put it on the board. People don't like work, and people do like work. Authoritarian leaders. So for the people that don't like work, some leaders tend to go towards an authoritarian style. That means that it's pretty fast-paced because they have to make fast decisions. And sometimes there's a negative for that. There's less morale, less enthusiasm. Why? Because who wants someone telling them what to do all the time? You don't want that, right? Sometimes some people need to feel as if they have more invested in the group. A person that is asking them questions. How do you feel about this? Or maybe we should take this direction instead of that direction. That kind of leader is called a democratic leader. That kind of style, some of the positive is that people are more motivated. Why? Like I just said, to belabor the point, they have more invested. They can ask the leader, oh, could we go this way instead of that way? Sometimes a lot of people don't want to be told what to do. A negative, it's more slow-paced. Why? Because they're asking more questions. They're having more engaging conversations, so everyone wants to do the collective for the group, right? So there is a model called the 5 exemplary leadership techniques, right? Simply put, there's these researchers that research leaders throughout the entire United States, right? And they came up with this model of different behaviors and different practices that leaders have. There's 5 different ones. The first one is model the way, which really means clarity of values and setting an example. When you think of a leader, what do you think about? They're modeling the way. They're the person that is leading first. They're the first in line. They're the first person to make the tackle. They're the first person to ask the group or put the group in a certain direction towards the goal, right? Next one is inspire a shared vision, which is envision the future and enlist others. I really think of Martin Luther King when I think about this principle. Why? Because he had a certain vision. You know, as everyone knows, I have a dream, right? I have a dream speech where he really just wanted people to have a collective where it's not against white or black, but it's really about how everyone could work together and live peacefully, right? Let's go to the next one. Challenge the process. This right here, I think, is one of the most important steps or behaviors for leaders. Why? Because they search for opportunities and they experiment with taking risks. So I had an activity that I've come up with to see how everyone can challenge the process, right? So, I'm gonna give the first person in the line a marker. His job is to pass the marker. The goal is to pass the marker all the way down to the last person as fast as possible. The next group will try and beat that time. And then the next group will try and beat that time again. And then the next group will try and beat that time. We will have 2 different rounds. This will be the first round. Everyone will go once in the first round. In the second round, everyone will go once. After the first round, you can then switch the process of how you do it to see if you can do it faster. Ready? I will stop, oh, by the way, really quick, I will stop the time once the last person in line gets the marker. Ready, set, go.
Oh, you're not lying.
Okay, okay, okay.
Ross.
Okay.
Ross.
Ready?
They ready?
Wait,
Set,
drop it.
go.
He's not lying.
What's your right hand? You do better than that? What's your right hand? Did we do better than that?
I'll tell you.
Bro, he literally said. Hands like this. No.
All right. First group was 5 seconds and 5.88. Second group was 5.56.
Let's go. Try. Told you.
Third group was 5.76. So second group won. Which is crazy because you guys were pretty slow. But all right, so now you're gonna implement any kind of way to make sure every single person touches. All right, so the first group had 1.46. Second group had 1.5. Third group had 1.39.
One millisecond.
Something you're gonna have to learn about leadership is integrity. Did anyone look at any of the other groups? No. So second group, you didn't look at the first group. Third group, you didn't look at the first 2 groups. If you work together, you come out with a better outcome. That's great. What other lesson did you learn from challenge process? Teamwork? Teamwork, okay.
Yeah, we're the best.
Okay, so
There's more than one way.
there's more than one way. There's more than one way. Absolutely. Try to get everyone involved. Okay. Right. All right. So the next one, the fourth one, enabling others to act. This really means foster collaboration and strengthening others. Guys, enabling others to act means fostering collaboration and strengthening others. Whenever you have a group, and let's say if you're more introverted and you have a more extroverted leader, it's his job to make sure everyone is getting their ideas and their thoughts on the paper. Why? Because as you know from challenging the process, it helps have better and greater outcomes, and you can flow with more thought and more ideas. The last one is encourage the heart. Encouraging the heart means to recognize contributions and to celebrate the values and victories. So we're going to do a quick activity, another one. All right, so we're going to do rock, paper, scissors. Has anyone ever done the rock, paper, scissors challenge? It means everyone is going to go up against one other person. Yes, tournament. And the person that wins joins that person on their team. Yes, and you cheer them on. Anyone else do this activity before? Okay, perfect. All right, so stand up. Go against the person right next to you. After you go against the person right next to you, then you join their team. I want to hear cheering for that person. Best out of 3. Yeah, 2 out of 3.
He wasn't even already won.
Kobe, what are you doing?
How did it feel to win everyone behind your back cheering you on? So great. Especially with somebody give you a nice dap up. Congratulations. Oh, great, right? We're gonna do a quick review of all these 5. Let's think of an example again for modeling the way. What does it mean to model the way? Show an example and thinking of an example for modeling the way.
Doing what you're teaching.
Doing what you're teaching. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Well, instead of model, you gotta know model yourself. So it's like you're going off of somebody else and you want to inspire somebody.
Right. Right. Okay. 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 What about inspired to share a vision? Come on, guys. What about inspired shared vision? What is that?
Everybody sees color. Don't see color. Martin Luther King ever seen color.
Right.
All of that.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. What about challenging the process? You guys did the activity, but who can think of someone in sports that has challenged the process from what you understand about some of the teams and the leaders that are a part of the team? Who?
Kim Jetson.
Who?
Kim Jetson.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Okay, how did Patrick Mahomes challenge the process?
Colin Kaepernick.
You don't know.
Oh.
Because he faced some challenges, like injuries, and he got over them.
Bo Jackson. Okay, perfect. Absolutely.
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders, okay.
In this in baseball.
Okay. What about, so someone you can think about taking care of their body for a better performance is someone like LeBron James, someone like the greatest NFL quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. Exactly. What about enabling others to act? What about enabling others to act?
Like to motivate other people to do something. Like they're not gonna do it without purpose.
All right. What about number 5? Encourage the heart. Who could, we already know what encouraging the heart is, but who could think of an example of someone encouraging the heart?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Oh, he's a great example. He's a great example. So I would say that there's about 6 essential traits that leaders need to have. They need to be confident. They need to have charisma. They need to have intelligence. They need to be determined. They need to be have sociability, and they need to have integrity. I already have the answer on the board, but which one is the most important? As I said earlier, it's integrity. Because if you lose your integrity, none of the others matter, because no one will follow you. So if I came up here and said something that wasn't true, and it would decredit my credibility, you guys wouldn't really trust me. If I couldn't relate to you guys, if I couldn't show some kind of empathy, you guys wouldn't trust me, right? It's important to make sure that when you guys are in a team, whether it's a group at school, whether it's you're on a sports team, it's important that everyone as a collective is there to advance the goal, the mission that you're on, right? Not everyone has to be a leader. Not everyone has to be a follower either. Sometimes being the best follower makes you a better leader. You're gonna hear over your life so many different leadership practices, tools, hacks. But what's important and what's more simple to think about is just to make sure that you're advancing the goal of the team. That's more important than anything else. Not your ego, not trying to be in charge, not trying to work others to do whatever you want them to do or manage them to make sure that you have some kind of control over them. Don't let your ego get in the way of that. What's more important is that you guys achieve the goal. If the goal is to get to the other side of the field, then that should be the priority. If the goal is to complete your group project in class with you and 4 or 5 other people, then that should be the goal. Not having your idea be the lead of the project, right? So just remember that. Over everything, the most important thing is the goal of the team. So yeah, what does it mean? What does it mean when I say leaders aren't well-rounded, but their teams are? A leader can't be good at everything, so they have to know their strengths and find people that counteract their weaknesses. Do you think it's better to be in a team where everyone is very good at one thing, or do you think it's better to be in a team where everyone has one thing that they're good at and they're all different? The second option, right? If some person in the team is better at speaking and the other person on the team is better at putting information together, and the last person at the team is better with building relationships, do you think that's better than if all 3 of those people are good at just public speaking? No, it's better if they can all contribute to whatever the goal is, right? And well, yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. It was a pleasure to see you guys. Just remember, you guys are the next leaders of our generation. It sounds like a big thing. It is, because you guys are going to be doing amazing things in the future. Just make sure that you believe in yourself, you believe in your team, and you trust your team. Because if you trust your team, then they will trust you. Great to see you guys.
A leader can't be good at everything. I tell my team all the time, I should be the dumbest one in the room. Why? Because I got smart people around me to help me get better and do the things I need to do. I'm an engineer, undergraduate, so I got my bachelor's in engineering. I turned finance about 10 years later, ended up being controller at Pratt Whitney of the Engine Center, about $1.8 billion of sales every year out of our engine center. People were talking numbers saying, well, if you do the journal entry on the debit and credit, it's like I have no idea what you're talking about. However, my accountant knew exactly what we're talking about. So, part of this, so they have to what? Know the strength and find the people to counteract their weakness. That's my main thing I always do. If I have to put a team together, I know what I'm good at. I'm a budget person, can open budgets, put budgets together, look at them, tell you where you're hiding money, do all those things. But from an accounting side, from a financial planning and analysis side, I suck at that. But I always have somebody on my team. This, to me, is the most important slide. Somebody should take out their camera or phone and take a picture. What does it mean when I say leaders aren't well-rounded? We're not. We're not. You can't be good at everything. So surround yourself by the people who are good at those things you're not good at. Brandon Evans, give him a hand.